Okay, third year summer camp, six-figure business. Was this third summer easier, harder, or the same compared to last year's? I'm answering this question for one of my beautiful subscribers. I see you down in Florida, and I have mixed news. The mixed news is good and bad, and I'll start with the good. This year actually was financially our best year ever post-COVID. I literally can pay myself six figures, just under. I'm going to keep some aside for obviously planning and getting ready for next summer. But end of the day, you got to pay yourself. And the way I look at it, every job has highs and lows. I'm old enough, I've had enough jobs, both for myself and for big corporations. Every job is highs and lows. So if you can pay yourself a decent salary for a decent day's work, you're halfway there. The other thing that was good was we had great staff, probably 20% returning. That makes your life easier. And remember, you also get access to eager, ambitious, usually inexpensive staff. They're college kids, they're university high schoolers. Not many businesses can say they get cheap labor. Every person you hire is going to have highs and lows. We're human. We all have our flaws and our weird habits. Get used to it. That is how the world works. So if you're going to hire a lot of people who are seasonal workers, be prepared for that ramp up. The best part is that we have really good systems in place. It's always work in progress. I'm still always trying to make them better, but it's just to say that we literally have the checklist. We have the process. We know who's doing what. We know how to onboard, how to hire, how to train, how to do payroll. Yeah, there are a lot of moving pieces, but essentially we figured it out, and I'm really proud about that. It made life easier. Okay, now here's the part you want to really hear. What was harder than in past years? And I can't lie about this one. The good news is what was harder was, I think, largely a function of growth. Because we had a pretty big increase, I should know the numbers, but I forget. I think we had 125 more kids than the year prior. That's a lot of kids. Now, divide that between 8, 9, 10 weeks, it's much more manageable, right? But all those extra kids become profit in your wallet. Here's the flip side. More kids, more problems, right? Like they say, more money, more problems. It's the same thing with your summer camp. So invariably, when you have more people, more customers, you're going to have more complaints, and that's part of the course. One thing we did learn that I think is more within our control, we were getting some kids that are not a good fit for our camp. And I will partly take the blame for this because I think people are seeing part of our website, not all, part of our website, and thinking, oh, one of their past customers is Autism Ontario. I live in the province of Ontario, so they must be really good at kids who are neurodivergent. And if you just saw the logo of that past client, you may come to that conclusion. But we do clearly say in our FAQs about what kind of kids do best in our camp. We also have this as part of when you pay. A behavior policy, right? 3 strikes policy, 3 strikes you're out. And we actually define what is 1, 2, 3 strikes, what kind of bad behavior would get you evicted. The point to say is we had some kids who should not have been at our camp, and they caused headaches for my team, my staff, and they disrupted the camp for the other kids. And at the beginning of summer, we're kind of getting our camp legs on, figuring it out, how to get comfortable. My staff is figuring out how to lead. By the end of camp, we were like, 3 strikes, day 3, you're out. And sure enough, parents don't want to hear that. No parent wants to hear that little Johnny is misbehaving. But here's a secret. If you're a parent like me, you know when your child is going to be borderline difficult or bona fide difficult. And some parents didn't want to hear it. So end of the day, we stick to our policy. We do have it on our website pretty clearly. What I've learned with disgruntled parents because of their kids being evicted, it boils down to money. Everything in life, sadly, boils down to money. So here's what we say. If your kid's not liking our camp, you get a full refund, minus the days you've used up. However, if we ask your child to leave nicely, there's no refund. Now in real life, that doesn't work out so well. So we do try to sweeten the eviction by saying, we'll give you 50% back of the remaining days. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We've had one parent that went bananas, and you know what? I'll do a separate video on that parent. You're always going to have parents that go bananas on you. End of the day, we had made way more happy parents. I talk to parents. I meet parents multiple times across the week at all my 4 camp locations. We had really happy families. So to answer the question, it was a good summer. I paid myself. Now I'm taking most of the year off, enjoying my time outdoors. We know the process. We have all our checklists. Life is good. The things that were bad are partly a function of having more growth and partly a function of me tightening up the criteria of who is a good fit for our camp. I hope that answers your question of whether or not having a summer camp is a wise decision for you.